News.
Now, new, live, and local, and every weekday from 8 to 9 a.m. This is the show talking about what you want to know, what you need to know, and part of Woof Boom Radio's mission to use our voice to build our community. The all-new Delaware County Today, presented by Muncie Community Schools. Now on WMUN, the Talk of Muncie. Here's your host, Director of News Operations and lead morning anchor, Steve Lindell.
Once again from Studio B on the campus of Woof Boom Radio. People are talking about the Cardinals. Did you hear the game on the radio last night? We'll review at about 8:22. I'm a poet. Local news summary hits bottom of hour. And all things business and starting a business in focus in just a moment. Let's start, as we always do, with the weather. It affects everybody, and he has some better numbers to talk about, too. He is WMUN's Paul Poteet.
Good morning. Got to make some changes in the forecast, and they're all good this morning. Highs now look like they'll hit 47 today, mostly to partly sunny. Tonight, we are cool, down to 25, and I still think that we have a chance of seeing some snow showers. They're going to be mainly overnight, maybe the very first part of Thursday, but it doesn't look like any big accumulation from those snow showers. And we're back to sunshine then for Thursday. Tomorrow, a high of 45, 31 Thursday night, and we take off to 58 on Friday. Friday's going to be mostly sunny. Saturday looks good, mostly to partly sunny, 52. And then colder air arrives with some snow showers Saturday night. Rain and snow showers are possible. And then it's only up to 37 Sunday. Then another round of some snow showers, maybe some minor accumulation Sunday night into Monday of next week. Monday's high only in the 30s. That's WMUN Muncie weather. And now, back to Steve.
All right, thank you very much, Paul Poteet. That cough was Ted Baker, my guest. Well, we had hot mics. When I said, no, you're fine. That's absolutely fine. We're real people, Ted.
We are real people.
We're just real people. We're really talking on the radio here in Studio B for the Woof Boom Radio Group. You've been here before. You still haven't used our beanbag chairs yet. Are you feeling that by chance maybe later today?
I don't mind the beanbag chair. Getting into them is fine. It's just getting out of them is the hard part.
I'm with you there, sir. All right, the Innovation Connector Muncie is in focus right now, a sponsor of WMUN and Woof Boom Radio. Ted Baker is the leader, has been doing this for quite some time. We always start with this, Ted, because we need to repeat it so people understand it, the overall view of what it is all about.
So I've been thinking about this in a different way, and that is, if you want to start a business, have a dream of a business, or are in business, and need any kind of help or support or just to talk to someone, that's what the Innovation Connector is there for.
So what you're saying is kind of don't go it alone?
Exactly. You know, in this community, we are so fortunate to have so many different resources to help entrepreneurs, business owners to meet the level of business.
Yep, meet the level of business.
Excuse me, that they want to attain. And I have seen it time and time again where so many business owners are trying to go alone, and it's just not necessary. And so we offer those type of support services and meet business owners, entrepreneurs right where they're at. And if we can't help them, by golly, we're going to find someone who can. And that's just the way we are in this community.
Another thing that we talk about from time to time, and rightfully so, and this is not a Muncie Innovation Connector a direct component, but the reality of the business support and the financial community support of innovators and entrepreneurs. In our midst, we have a lot of that going on in our favor as well.
And we do. And what we love to do, and our mission, is to prepare those entrepreneurs and business owners so that they can properly meet those funders in one way or the other. If it's a bank, if it's an investor, we want to meet them where they're at to help them get to that point. We've had many banks, local banks, send their clients to us to get prepared so that they can be ready to be banked.
This is Ted Baker, our guest from the Muncie Innovation Connector, a monthly conversation that we are having the good fortune of having, because there are things that move at the speed of light now. I mean, not only in business, but life and combined. I assume that is also very important, Ted, to have the help of the power of what your group is all about.
Yeah, one of our core values is that we're relevant. And what we want to do is we want to stay with the times. We always say we move at the speed of business because you have to. It's either move on or get eaten up somehow.
Right.
And so it is really hard to be a business owner, and we just want to come alongside and help.
Now, when you say don't go it alone, what does that mean? What kinds of things, what kind of ways does the Muncie Innovation Connector, or rather can the Muncie Innovation Connector help and assist? Can you give me some examples?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. And first of all, if you're an entrepreneur, a startup business owner of some sort, want to start a business, we can help vet that with you. We can kind of do some test procedures, test assessments to make sure that what you're going to do is going to have a great shot of working. We'll vet that. We'll do financial spreadsheets. We'll make sure all of those things are in order. If you're in business, we have a program called the Business Health Check, which we dive deeply into your business, just like a doctor would your health. And so very important to know your numbers, know your business. So if you're just starting, or if you're growing, and even a very mature business, there's something there we can help you with.
This is Ted Baker. We're on WMUN's Delaware County Today. This is our daily chat for all things Muncie and Delaware County, what people are talking about. And what we're talking about right now is the importance of entrepreneurship and the belief and reality that you may have that $1 million idea. You just need a little help and assist to try and get it off the ground. That's what Ted and everybody over there is doing at the Muncie Innovation Connector. We'll tell them how to contact you in just a second, but you're also always learning, too. There was a conference recently.
Sure. I love to learn, and even though I seem old,
You do not.
That I always like to learn. I consider myself what you call a lifelong learner. I went to the Florida Business Incubator Association's spring conference. It's not quite spring there yet, but it was in Tampa. And I learned from the best there. I had also the opportunity to represent our community, and I did a presentation. I did a speaking engagement there for that conference. And so it was kind of an honor to be part of that. But boy, do I learn a lot from that group. And so those are the type of things that keep us fresh. I want to learn new things. I want to learn what people are doing in other parts of the country.
Yeah, sometimes if you have the blinders on and you focus on what you need to do today and next hour and next week and whatever, that's all important, of course, but to be able to see a bit more broadly, especially with the speed of business that it moves at, it's very important to do so.
With the 2-day conference, I just found myself just taking tons of notes, and now I've been reviewing them this week and highlighting what I need to actually implement.
Ted Baker's our guest. This is WMUN's Delaware County Today, live 8 to 9 a.m. here in Muncie, Indiana. Studio B is our video workspace right next to the main building. Ted has been in, I think, all of our studios from time to time because you're a good sponsor of us on various ways and shapes and fashions. We're so glad to support you as well. That incredible event that happens November-ish every year is always something we look forward to. Let's talk lastly now, before we get you out of here in this segment. How do they get in contact with you, and whom can contact you? Is there anybody that just shouldn't reach out for these sorts of things?
I've yet to find that person. Please reach out to us. You can reach us at innovationconnector.com. We have a space on our website for that, or you can go to tbaker@innovationconnector.com, or our phone number is 765-216-5955.
All right.
And I see WLBC and Wolf Boom Radio and WMUN as partners with us, not just working together as sponsors. So thank you for your partnership.
I appreciate you saying it that way. We do feel the same way as well. Ted Baker with us this morning as we are getting just now underway. We will review in moments the end of that game last night that you heard here on WMUN, presented by Pridemark Construction. That and much more to come. One big morning here on WMUN.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. You ever feel like running a business is just nonstop? Every day's game day? That's why going pro with Lenovo Pro just makes sense. You get real one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and gear that's built to help you stay ahead of the competition. So whether you're scaling up, hiring up, or just trying to keep up, go pro. Because when your tech works harder, your business does too. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. So sign up free today at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community Schools.
Ted Baker, great guest to start our morning here. In the middle of the week, it's hump day for Mama in Minnesota, likely listening. I can't see the screen for that stuff right now. Roger, you're probably there too. And Sister Sherry, left coast, Portland, Oregon, all points in between. Thank you for listening. If you ever want to reach out and talk to us, you can do that with a phone message. That's easy to do. 289-6397, or you can also email anytime. People do that all the time as well. WMUN@wolfboom.com. We're in Studio B in the Wolf Boom Radio Group. We'll give you the wide shot for those watching this. You can replay the video from our YouTube page, which is named Wolf Boom Studio B. Wolf Boom Studio B. You can follow that, sign up for updates, and whenever we put new content up, you'll get a quick notification and see if it's something that you want to see and maybe interact with. Send us one of those emails or phone messages, and we would love to hear from you, staying connected to our listeners always as best we can. Let's get a snapshot of our day today.
It's February 25th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Clam Chowder Day. It dates back to as early as 1795. Chowder was originally made as a water-based fish soup with various thickness, featuring onions, potatoes, and carrots. By 1836, clam chowder became a staple for sailors. In 1836, Samuel Colt patents the first multi-shot revolving cylinder revolver, allowing the firearm to be fired multiple times without reloading. Cuban President Raul Castro announces in 2013 he will not seek another term in 2018. In 1957, Buddy Holly and the Crickets record their hit, That'll Be the Day, at a studio in New Mexico.
That'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day.
It was Holly's first hit, but it was credited to his band, the Crickets. But it did turn Holly into a huge star the following summer. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
On WMUN News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. We're the talk radio of Muncie as I'm adjusting a couple of things here, and I'm clicking with my left hand. I didn't even know I could do that with a mouse. There you go. You're watching some video replay of an event called the Chirpies. It is the Ball State University Awards ceremony that they do every year, have been doing for a number of years. For those watching the YouTube, the channel is Woof Boom Studio B. Woof Boom Studio B. You're seeing the MC that particular year from, I think it was 2024. And we're going to see Jeff Mitchell come on stage in just a second. If you're listening on the radio and you can't see this right now and you're mad because, well, wait a second, you're talking about something I can't. I'm driving my car here, Steve. What are you doing to me? You can look at this later. You can go to the channel on YouTube, and that is Woof Boom Studio B, Woof Boom Studio B, and it's free. There's nothing to keep you from doing that. It's another way for us to connect with you. To use our voice and our faces to build and connect our community. All right, let's look at what Chad is talking about here. He's probably sleepy from a long State of the Union address to Congress last night. This about, though, the shutdown that no one seems to be talking about or dealing with.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. Some people were stunned that Congress just left Washington earlier this month for 10 days, even though the Department of Homeland Security wasn't funded over an impasse at ICE. If things were on the precipice of an agreement with the need for some last-minute arm twisting, yes, members may have stayed in Washington. But they were nowhere near that stage when lawmakers called it sending everyone home. With no agreement in sight, you simply don't anchor lawmakers in Washington with nothing to do. There's nothing to vote on. There are no committee meetings. All tethering lawmakers to D.C. does is stir up trouble. Who knows what kinds of mischief you would have had with rank-and-file members marooned in Washington with nothing to do but post outrageous things on social media and appear on cable TV. That would be counterproductive. But if they're close to a deal, think of the Stockholm Syndrome. Leaders would demand that everyone stay in Washington, and the hostages would start to come around to the viewpoints of their captors. If they were close to nailing down an agreement on DHS funding, then congressional leaders would have deployed a version of the Stockholm Syndrome to wrap everything up. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
WMUN News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. We're the talk radio of Muncie. Another visual for you inside our Studio B location on the south side of Muncie on the campus of Woof Boom Radio. That is a gigantic TV screen at the other end of the room, which you would see if you were in this room. Maybe you will be someday. If you'd like to perhaps be a guest or be considered as a guest, reach out. We take those suggestions too. 289-6397. Leave us a voicemail message, or you can reach out with an email, WMUN at woof like the dog, boom like the firecracker.com. Coming up bottom of hour will be our local news summary. We will have all of the news that you need to know, a lot of State House updates as they are into now the final hours, I guess, of the short Indiana legislative session. And there were some more big activity notes just yesterday and last night related to, among other things, that notion of a stadium for the Chicago Bears landing in Indiana. Is that a possibility? Certainly is. Back to our video watchers for a second at the BSU Chirpies. And again, this is from 2024, the replay that you're seeing on the screen. That is coming up, I think, in April. Mick Tidrow will talk about that this morning live when he's with us at the 8:45 mark. You see Jeff Mitchell there talking in front of the gigantic screen that's behind him. It's, whoa, squirrel. That is unbelievable, that screen. That award ceremony, one of the things they are planning and putting together, and we will certainly be talking about it in the days to come. All right, while on the subject of Ball State University, how about we go to last night's ball game presented by Pride Mark Construction right here on WMUN 92.5 FM, 1340 AM, and all the rest. So this is the highlight that, it happened to help the comeback. Mick Tidrow right now.
Ziegler from the left wing, kicks it corner left. Mason Jones from outside, hits the shot, and Muncie goes nuts. It's a one-point ball game, down from 18, all the way to 1 with 2.5 to go.
I told you they were down by a lot and came back. Now, I can tell you they went to overtime. And here's the way the last seconds of the game, the ball is in the hands of the bad guys now visiting the Worthen Arena. Here is that call on WMUN.
5 seconds, he's running out of seconds. Time, Claxton has nowhere to go. 2 seconds, heaves one up at the buzzer. He misses it long as he pushes it out, and Ball State wins it in overtime, 74-73. Do you believe in Muncie Action miracles? You do tonight.
Mick Tidrow reliving some hockey stuff that was in his mind from many decades ago. And as it related to this past weekend, people were revived of that memory and those memories. He'll be on with us live via the Zoom feature at 8:45 this morning. He is Mick Tidrow. The Cardinals presented by Pridemark Construction on WMUN and the rest of the Wolf Boom Radio Group. The Ball State women have a game tonight. That one, of course, will be on WMUN right here, the FM, the AM, the streams, and all that. We're also going to build towards the last handful of games. I mean, there's not many left in the regular season. The Ball State women, of course, as you may know, have made the MAC tourney, and you got to win to stay in after that juncture. The Ball State men have to win out and need a little bit of help, too. One of those situations. I'm sure Mick Tidrow will help explain the mathematics of all of that when he's with us in about 15 minutes from about now. WMUN weather from Paul Poteet, as covered earlier this hour. If you're just clicking on, we should get 47 today, according to him. The National Weather Service is predicting 44, so I like Paul's forecast even better. First thing tomorrow morning, 23. There could be some snowflakes flying around. He says nothing stacks up for us. And then Thursday, 45 and sunny. Friday, 58, the warmest day that we have in sight for a while. But you know how that works out. Sometimes the weather changes around here, too. Stand by with more coming next. In the segment to follow, we will go to our news function. We'll talk about a whole lot of things that you are talking about. And this is Delaware County Today on WMUN.
Here in Muncie, we know what it means to show up for one another. We celebrate our wins, big and small. And when times get tough, we lean in, not away. At WMUN, we're more than just a voice on the radio. We are your neighbor, your friend, your connection to what matters most. Every morning, we wake up with you, sharing the stories of our city, highlighting the heroes you don't always hear about, and cheering on the teams that carry our hopes on their shoulders. This isn't just news and sports. This is home. From the streets of downtown to the heart of Delaware County, we're here because you're here. Thanks for letting WMUN be part of your day. We're proud to be your hometown station.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You know that chair you sit in for the game and somehow wake up in hours later? That's the Z-Cliner by FlexSteel. This isn't just a recliner, it's a sleep chair built for real comfort. The Z-Cliner smoothly reclines into a zero-gravity position, giving you the support you need whether you're watching the late game, taking a quick nap, or sleeping through the night. FlexSteel combines the comfort of a premium recliner with ergonomic support designed for long periods of rest, not just sitting. From your head and shoulders to your legs and lower back, the Z-Cliner is built to help your body relax the right way. It's perfect for movie nights, overnight guests, or anyone who wants the flexibility of a chair that truly does more. And because it's FlexSteel, you get durable craftsmanship, smooth motion, and lasting quality you can count on. Watch in it, relax in it, sleep in it. The FlexSteel Z-Cliner. Your seat, your sleeper, your comfort zone. Find it at FlexSteel retailers nationwide at zcliner.com/Dan Patrick.
Live, weekdays from 8 to 9 a.m. with replays later. This is the Daily Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell.
Sometimes I forget when my mic is hot, even though I know that it is. It's live radio. Thank you for putting up with me and us. I'm doing the best I can in the middle of all of this technology here in Studio B. There's a YouTube page named Woof Boom Studio B. Go ahead and sign up for that. Check it out. We have content in there already, and we're growing the list of programs like this and many more soon to come as we continue to use our voice and our faces and our pictures to build your community and connect as well. All right, we'll get to our news segment of today's program on Delaware County Today. Clearly talking about last night and the State of the Union. President Trump was certainly in the focal point, as every sitting president is when they have the opportunity to address America and the world. And a headline from USA Today via the Star Press link, the headline reading is this: F-bombs, profanity, and politics, a story not fit for this family newspaper. When I saw that headline, I immediately thought that maybe something happened during the State of the Union last night that was very unfortunate and not good for America. But as far as the profanity is concerned, I misread the headline, I guess, the way it was intended to be written. Instead, it was talking about clearly the fact that our president and those on all sides have a tendency nowadays, with political discourse in mind, to say some things that are unfortunate is a understatement, I think. We do have some reaction from various Indiana ties to last night's address. Indiana Democratic Party Chair Karen Tallien said, and I quote, "The illusion of normal is now unsustainable." And she continued in this release shortly after the State of the Union last night, quoting, "We have come to the brink of disaster. This is not normal," unquote. The words of Senator Jim Banks, Republican, of course, as quoted here in his statement to the media, "Great way to kick off America 250 with a strong State of the Union address by President Trump, and it was made even better by having the USA men's hockey gold medal champions in the audience," unquote. Senator Jim Banks with that quote. We'll continue with hourly updates from Fox News Radio as far as reaction and anything else that may have come out of last night's address, and everything moving forward, too, because there's a lot still being talked about on a national and world scene. We're going to continue right now our local news summary. These stories and more, including a lot of State House news, airing on all of our stations in East Central Indiana, and now for you here on WMUN. A handful of bills will not make it to the end of Indiana's legislative session, according to the Indy Star. Senate Bill 21 would have made the pork tenderloin the state sandwich. Senate Bill 182 would have required people to use school restrooms or locker rooms based on the bill's definition of sex and gender. See more of these bills on our local news page this morning.
The House approved the bill in a 95-4 vote, setting the stage for a new stadium in Hammond. It's not a done deal quite yet, and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says he was disappointed by the move. Jake McDaniel, Network Indiana.
The Indiana House has approved Senate Bill 1, a move advocacy groups say will strip food and health care from thousands of Hoosiers.
The bill tightens rules for Medicaid and SNAP, including a new $3,000 limit on family savings. Aaron Macy of the Indianapolis Community Action Poverty Institute calls the move baffling. Critics warn that instead of stopping fraud, the bill simply creates expensive red tape that will leave families hungry and uninsured. Jeanette Cruz, Network Indiana.
The nomination phase is open for the Spirit of Muncie Award, says Brenda Brumfield.
It'll be done online. You can go to the Chamber's website, munciechamber.org.
The Greater Muncie Area Chamber will present that award April 1 at the Muncie on the Move breakfast event that day. The Kokomo Common Council considers a super voluntary annexation of nearly 750 acres. Jeanette Cruz tells you why.
Backed by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation and Samsung SDI, the move aims to turn vast stretches of farmland into shovel-ready industrial sites to attract high-value global projects. However, the plan is meeting resistance from neighbors who feel left in the dark about who exactly is moving next door.
We're angry because of the lack of transparency. There's been very minimal information given out.
That's Kokomo resident Allie Pond, who spoke to Wish TV. She summarized the community's anxiety. A public hearing is set for this week with a rezoning ordinance hearing in March. Jeanette Cruz, Network Indiana.
Keep your eyes on the sky on Tuesday morning, the month's blood moon. Totality starts at 6:04 in the morning until 7:02. Forecasters say there's reason to feel hopeful about warmer temperatures in Indiana as we head into March.
We're in for a nice warming trend at the end of the week, Wish TV forecaster Marcus Bailey.
But it does come with some ups and downs. I think we'll fall back to the 40s and maybe 30s early next week.
But he says the cooling trends aren't as strong or lasting as they were. Bailey says we're not done with winter just yet, but we're getting close. Ryan Hedrick, Network Indiana.
The president broke another record, delivering the longest State of the Union address in history. He painted a picture of progress from the State of the Union that he inherited.
Governor Spanberger said in her response, she believes the president on domestic issues and foreign policy has made things worse rather than better.
Those who are stepping up now to run will win in November.
President Trump said the State of the Union is strong. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
More good news in Muncie.
By the end of 2025, we had added over 350 new members
At the Muncie Delaware County Senior Citizen Center.
We served over 4,300 meals to seniors. We had over 38,000 sign-ins.
Julie Mears, Executive Director.
There are great and amazing things happening at the Senior Center, which is a vibrant hub for all senior citizens.
On West 8th Street in Muncie. 2 Muncie teens could stand trial for murder at the same time if Delaware County prosecutors' wish is granted. The Star Press says 18-year-old Robert Trey Graham III and 16-year-old Robert L. Wilson are accused in the shooting death of 15-year-old Latonje Phillips during what officials believe was a gun deal gone wrong in August of 2024. The Gathering of the Queens told the Anderson Journal Morning Show that they have a lead on a possible solution, and they're asking for donations to help purchase land.
We had the opportunity from Toro Corporation. Thank you to Terry Washington for his diligence in locating that opportunity.
That's founder Marilyn Collier saying that they must leave the Anderson Impact Center by a week from this Sunday. Senator Jim Banks is calling for a federal crackdown on trucking networks hiding in Indiana neighborhoods.
In one Greenwood neighborhood, there are more registered trucking companies than there are homes. Banks says these companies are shell games used to put dangerous, unlicensed drivers on the road.
This is a national crisis. I mean, it seems like every week now we have another death in Indiana due to an illegal behind the wheel of a semi-truck.
That's Banks on Fox News on Sunday. He is urging the FMCSA to use every tool available to put these violators out of service permanently. Jeanette Cruz, Network Indiana.
A handful of bills will not make it to the end of Indiana's legislative session, according to the Indy Star. Senate Bill 236 dealing with abortion drugs. House Bill 1137, an effort to ban schools from serving ultra-processed food. House Bill 1333, a proposal that would have invited data centers to locate on unproductive farmland without a public hearing. See more about these bills on our local news page now. The State Girls Basketball Finals presented by the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers this Saturday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
The commissioner of the IHSAA is Paul Neidig. He says he's enjoyed seeing these communities support their respective teams.
Every one of these teams has a high school. They're the center of their community, and that really brings a lot of enthusiasm, and people are going to come up here in Groves this next weekend to watch their teams play.
John Herrick, Network Indiana.
Inventor Pete Batar told Oldies 101's Anderson Talks afternoon show while his flying car is still in the developmental phase, he expects to have a working model of his flying jet bike assembled in the very near future.
We have a lot of the parts on order right now. We're just waiting for a few things to come in. We should be able to start assembling by mid-March the final flying prototype in its final skin and have that actually flying by the end of March.
We have more local every day on our free wolfboomnews.com. And we have the local news summary on every morning as part of Delaware County Today. Those news stories air on all 6 of our formats in East Central Indiana because we know you need to know. Steve Lindell live in our Studio B at Wolf Boom Radio for WMUN's Delaware County Today. This one next up now makes me wonder, has anyone ever heard of leftovers?
Saving you money, I'm Hillary Barsky. A lot of people are becoming aware of wasting less food, especially when the cost of living keeps going up. If you're trying to reduce your waste footprint, there are apps that can help you cut back on food waste while even saving you some cash, like Too Good To Go, which is a free app that connects you to local restaurants and stores that have leftover food that's sold for a discounted price before they close for the day to the public to avoid food waste. Also, Flash Food is an app that links you to local grocery stores that are selling foods like fruits, vegetables, bread, meats, desserts, and more at a discounted rate. Stores participating in this app may be your local supermarket, grocery, or convenience store looking to avoid throwing out food that is still perfectly good. Food Hero is similar to Flash Food, and there's Olio that focuses on reducing waste by allowing individuals and local businesses to list surplus food for free pickup. Saving you money, Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Olio? I thought that was fake butter. Mom's listening right now in Minnesota. She's thinking, yeah, we always used that when the kids were little. Steve Lindell here on WMUN's Delaware County Today. Next item, and again, please don't get mad at the messenger. It is clearly tax time, but we want to help you with this of our latest tax tips.
Do you really need a professional to handle your income tax return? I'm Brian Brenberg, co-host of The Big Money Show with your Fox Business Tax Tip. Free and low-cost software is available to help many Americans file taxes if their adjusted gross income was less than $89,000 in 2025 by visiting irs.gov. But some circumstances may call for professional help, according to tax attorney Rebecca Walzer.
If you have any kind of unusual circumstances, property ownership, property sales, rental income, or a second job, contracting job, 1099s, this is where it starts to get more complicated and you might want to look at hiring a professional.
Experts also advise considering your time. Watch The Big Money Show, weekdays at 12 p.m. Eastern on Fox Business. Brian Brenberg, Fox News.
Fox Business updates twice a day during the day, the business of, Muncie and Delaware County and the world. You can hear those as well as Gary Dick and Inside Indiana Business. That feature is coming up in just moments. In fact, I would say seconds from now. We're getting closer to our conversation that we get to have weekly with Mick Tidrow, voice of Cardinals, who has some very good news about last night, and hopefully we'll have even better news after tonight is done. The Ball State women basketball team, they have another game, and it's always presented by Pridemark Construction here on WMUN. We'll look for Mick in our Zoom room next, and here on Delaware County Today from WMUN.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. The Chicago Bears confirmed to IBJ on Monday that the team has no plans to move its headquarters, practice facility, and training center should it strike a deal with Indiana officials to play its games just across the state line in Hammond. Questions about the team's headquarters in suburban Chicago arose following a Thursday press conference during which Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott said the Bears are considering moving all of its operations to Indiana. Next month, auction house Christie's will put up more than 300 music and pop culture items comprising the Jim Irsay collection up for auction. Natalie Furneaux with Christie's said it's impossible to overstate how important the collection is.
Jim kind of stands apart
in terms of the breadth of his collection, the passion for his collection. He wasn't just buying at auction, he was buying directly from athletes, he was buying directly from musicians.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Listen to Delaware County Today on Alexa. Just enable the skill, then say, Alexa, play WMUN. Now back to Steve Lindell.
Now to be joined by the voice of the Cardinals. He's in our Zoom room. There he is right there. Mick Tidrow, fresh off an exciting end to a night last night. Tell us all about it, Mick.
Steve, appreciate you having me on first and foremost,
Sure.
but that was an electrifying performance from Ball State men's basketball late in that second half, just a surge, and it was quite a turnaround. I think we have to remember that it was a 13-point game at halftime, and Ball State had scored 21 points in the first half, and it didn't seem like they had the juice early on. And they went to the locker room, they talked about it, they figured things out, and boy, oh boy, what a game. Down 18 in the second half. The way that team just came together is pretty impressive because of just the circumstance. UMass was a team that could score 80 points a game. That's their season average, and Ball State held them well below that in regulation. And it was impressive. And it was one of those, as the game was wearing on late in the second half and they made the comeback and took the lead, it felt like something special could happen. And the late three from UMass to tie it, to send it to overtime was also remarkable, because a team that blows an 18-point lead has to find some way to be re-energized, and they hit that three late with a few seconds left to tie it, and then ultimately overtime was where Ball State won it. But David Eha said it very well. Just UMass not winning that game for them is devastating, and it's remarkable. I think Frank Martin, the head coach for UMass, has to be sick this morning after what had transpired. But then on the other side of that, there's only 3 games left in the regular season, Steve, and Ball State, yes, is on the outside looking in the postseason picture, but they had to win last night to have a chance at it.
Yeah.
And for that to happen in that fashion, weirder things have happened. It's Maction, and you could have a fun last week and a half of the season. But at the end of the day, it was good for the team, the community, the crowd, and the players. Man, that was, when you have a season like they've had and lost a lot of close games, it was, for them, probably very galvanizing for them just to have that moment go their way.
That's Mick Tidrow, voice of Cardinals, who channeled his hockey play-by-play kind of at the very end of the overtime. Did you do that on purpose, or did that just pop out of your brain, this whole miracles thing?
No, I think it just popped out of my brain because the Olympics were at the top of mind with it just ending, and the U.S. women and men's hockey teams both winning gold over Canada. I think it was just, you heard so many times of that call being replayed over and over, and then Kenny Albert giving the nod to it as well when the men won gold to wrap up the Olympics. So it just was at the top of my head, I guess, and then it just felt like the ultimate action game. So I squeezed them all together. And Steve, the thing is, for me, in those moments, like it just happens naturally, and I don't think about it. And then when I go back and listen, I'm like, oh, that's how I phrased that. And in those moments, you just kind of, not that you don't know what you're doing, it's more of you're so locked in that 10 minutes removed, you don't remember exactly what was said. And so going back and listening to that, I was, oh, okay, interesting.
Mick Tidrow on WMUN's Delaware County today. We got another ball game, quick turnaround tonight. But one more thing on the men before we wrap up that part of our conversation. As you alluded to, outside looking in at the moment, what are the mathematics of it? What has to happen in order for the Ball State men to make the MAC tourney?
It's still complicated, Steve, with 3 games left, just with the tiebreakers. Cardinals are a game and a half out of 8th place. And so the simplest way is to win out UMass, Central Michigan, and a couple of other teams to lose out and give Ball State the easiest chance. Now, Ball State does play Central Michigan, which they're 1 game ahead of the Cardinals. And if Ball State wins that game to end the regular season, they would sweep the season series and have the tiebreaker over Central Michigan. So that would be a good case. Ball State, though, would need UMass to continue its slide, and then that would be the easiest path. And again, Western Michigan, NIU, Central Michigan, all 3 opponents for Ball State. Those 3 opponents are all hanging around where Ball State is at in the standings. So critical games to end the season. We'll see what happens.
All right. Now, one of the things that we know for certain is that Ball State women, they are certainly in the MAC tourney. It, I assume, matters on a couple of things, what the seed will specifically be. And there is also no doubt whatsoever that they are really rolling again. After everybody was done playing for the Cardinal women last year in that great season, Coach Sallee has put together another stellar squad again.
He has, Steve. And the loss at Miami Saturday was tough for them because they wanted that so badly, and falling by 4 points on the road. Very tough environment, very good team. That's the top 2 teams in the league right there. And unfortunately for Ball State, losing both to Miami, it puts them in a tough spot to get the 1 seed. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to beat every team that's moving on in the MAC tournament anyway, is my logic. Yeah, do you want the 1-8 matchup? Sure. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But at the end of the day, to win in Cleveland, they have to go through 3 teams regardless, and it's probably going to be 3 really good teams in the conference. And yes, a regular season title, we never diminish that, Steve. Absolutely not, because Ball State won that and the tournament last year. So you always look at that as something special. But the run in Cleveland starts with that first game, and your run to the NCAA tournament starts in Cleveland. So if you can take care of business there, I think they're well positioned to make a run again and do some wonderful things. But only having 2 losses and both to 1 team, it's hard to beat a team 3 times 1 season. I know that's a cliche, but there's a track record for it. So we'll see what happens in the MAC tournament.
All right, we just have 30 seconds left for my producer, Jackson. We're going to go straight up to the hard out here with Mick Tidrow. What's on the big program tomorrow, Mr. T?
Still working things out, Steve.
Oh, jeez. Here we go again. Still working things out. You know what happened when you said that last time? You dropped a President Mearns interview on me, as I recall.
Yeah, that did happen. So let's be surprised tomorrow. Let's see what happens.
All right. Will you do it from 9 to 9:30 in the WMUN studio?
We'll be present. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Very good. We appreciate your time, and let's end it with a chirp, chirp. Why don't we, huh?
Yep. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Chirp, chirp, and go Cardinals.
All right. That's Mick Tidrow, voice of Cardinals, as heard here on WMUN. News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. I'm sure that Mr. Forrester will have some things to talk about this afternoon about the game last night and the upcoming games. The Power Hour is the name of that program from 4 to 5 p.m. live on the weekdays here on WMUN. You've been listening and watching what we call Delaware County Today. This is live from 8 to 9 a.m. in Muncie, Indiana, USA, emanating from Studio B. Find it on YouTube. It's Woof Boom Studio B. No charge to sign up for updates. For Jackson Jacoby producing in the Axia Command Center, I'm Steve Lindell wishing you a great rest of your Wednesday. Back tomorrow morning as usual. Thanks for listening all day to WMUN.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still